Alright guys, we're going to get started for today. We have a really exciting day in seminar. It's going to be officer elections, which is awesome. But first we're going to get started with the prayer. Braxton Miller is going to offer it for us.
Our Father in heaven, we thank you for many blessings, and we thank you for the opportunity that we have to gather today as civil engineers. And Father, we ask thee to bless us that we might have thy Spirit to be with us, and that we may know thy will in all things. And Father, we pray for these things in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. All right. Who's ready for the end of the semester? Yeah. Right? Who's taking finals already? I know I have. Alright, well, because it is the end of the semester, just as a reminder, all seminar grades are due today. No, they're due tomorrow. So you've got some extra time. To help you guys with any last minute service you need to get done, we're going to pass around these hard hats again to collect money for Toys for Tots. Every $10 you put in is a service point. So, Jackson's got it. Also, for everyone in 300 and 400 level seminar, you guys need to sign up to be national members. So if you haven't done that, please go ahead and do that. An exciting thing tomorrow, as you guys are studying on your reading day, ETLC, which is the college's leadership organization, what they're going to be doing is they're going to be having pizza. We're having a pizza party at noon. It's free for everyone. It's just first come, first serve. So if you don't want to bring lunch tomorrow, just plan on getting pizza and stuff down at noon. What else we got? So just some reminders for next semester. The STEM program is still going to be happening. So you can sign up for your leadership points there. Basketball security for RMC is still going to be happening next semester. So if you didn't do stay in cleanup and you want to pay your registration fees by doing some service, you can do basketball security. We also have ASE polo still available if y'all want one. And then for, yeah, Brayden. Yeah, so it just travels, it covers travel and hotel fees and stuff like that. So, as a reminder, for those of you who are thinking about submitting a paper for Rocky Mountain Conference, whether that be the technical or non-technical paper, we want all submissions in by New Year's Eve, so December 31st. That way it gives us time to look over the papers, it gives people time to edit their papers before turning them in for submissions. So make sure you get it in, email it to byuase@gmail.com. Also, one of the seniors has asked for anyone that would be willing to get into the middle after seminar's over so we can take a picture together as a major. So stick around if you want. Also, I got this email from an engineering company, An Introvert's Guide to Networking. So you guys can read it while I tell you about the networking dinner. It's going to be next semester, so y'all should update your resumes over the break. It's a great way to, I know, how many of you got an interview or potentially a job from the last networking dinner? A lot of people, yeah. So we give a resume book out to all the employers. It's a great way to get connected with a bunch of different companies. We're having 20 different companies come this time. So I suggest being prepared for that. So as a semester wrap up, I kind of wanted to just like tie things, give a nice little close before we have officer elections. So our goal this semester of seminar was to make sure that you all had plenty of opportunities to do service, to network, to gain technical skills and leadership skills. And so if you think about it, we've done a lot of really cool things as an ASCE chapter this semester. We started an after-school program for low-income children to talk about engineering. And those have been very well attended. Anytime that I went, the kids had such a fun time, and I think the volunteers did as well. We've really been trying to push networking, so hopefully you guys feel a little bit more prepared to enter the job market and enter the career field. And we tried to bring a variety of different speakers per seminar, so hopefully you guys had a good time. But it takes a lot of work to do all that, so I would like to say thank you to all the officers. Give it up for them. Officers. These are the guys that have served for 2 semesters, and they are ending their ASCE officer serviceship, I guess, today. So they're the ones that are getting kicked out by all these new guys, so that's great. So give a round of applause for them. All right, and so just one last thing. I know that for me personally, I have a very hard time selling anything. Like, I'm not a very good salesperson unless it's something I really believe in. Which, the only 2 things I've been able to sell in my life are the Gospel on a Mission and then the BYU Civil Engineering students. So just remember that as you approach finals and other things, that you guys have so much potential that you I sometimes feel like we forget how great we are and how valuable we are to companies. So don't underestimate your worth and rock finals. It's been a pleasure being your guys' president. But now it's time for officer elections. Yay! So Richie's going to tell us how that all goes. So here you go, Richie.
So today's an exciting day, as everybody knows. It's officer election day, as Henry said. So there are a number of people running for officer positions right now. So we're just going to go according to this list on the board, starting with Adam. So let's give it up for Adam Full.
Should I do this?
Hold on, starting me at the back end. Alright.
I want to be that guy. Y'all hear me? Alright, just a little bit about me. I was born on Christmas Eve in '92. This is the stocking the nurses put me in when they brought me to my mom. I'm from Arizona. A little bit about Arizona is that we desert rats get around a little bit on quads in the desert. The desert is integrated in our lives a little bit. This is my nephew trying to get up the hill. I'm really big into family. I have a big family, in my opinion. It's beautiful. Although our parents don't like us sometimes. A new addition to my family is this little guy. He's stinking adorable. One thing that I like to do is, similar to Sammy, I see the best in people and found out he's destined for greatness. A little bit more about me. I served a mission in Chihuahua City, Mexico, so I do speak Spanish. I love my mission. I do sing, that's me on the left, before I transferred up here from the community college. This is me in the black. You can't see me. That's me right here. We've got a Arizona Diamondbacks game. We're singing the national anthem. I went on the Europe infrastructure study abroad this last summer. Had some fun. That's expensive for those that don't know. I also had an internship that involved me testing some concrete and soil compaction just outside the engineering building, which was really great. Why vote for me? No, I have a few internship positions that one was in water waste management, the other was in geotechnical and materials testing. I actually want to go into structures, and I got an internship at Redwood Engineering that will be starting there. With the help of a few people here as well. So I do have experience in multiple disciplines in the internships and can provide information that way. My biggest thing was when I took 203. My first test, I ended up getting a 30%, which was my second semester at BYU. But now, I'm a TA for the class. This is a hard major, y'all. I personally want to be able to set up some sort of networking spreadsheet to also help connect all of us a little bit more for having juniors or seniors help the younger classmen on those days when it's really hard, especially when things help. I've had a few of those friends who have helped me through my classes. It also helps because the people who would be your quote-unquote mentors have probably already taken the classes you're struggling in and can help in that regard. But that's one thing that I want to stretch. I really appreciate you all, and thanks for letting me share.
Let's go, Andy!
Okay, so my name is Andy. Hold on, how do I change the slide? Is it that one? Okay, so I'm from South Jordan, Utah, and a little bit about myself. I have a big family, and we really like Star Wars, as you can see in the top left. That's my niece, Nightly. She's awesome. But my dad is from Canada, and he is an electrician, and he's a big part into why he really helped push me to do civil engineering. In high school growing up, I loved to swim. I loved boating. I loved everything with water. Pretty much I was a lifeguard. I taught swimming lessons. And I loved camping, being outside. So kind of putting the two worlds I love of math and science and just being outdoors, I chose civil engineering. And I'm planning on specializing in water. And I also served my mission in Brazil before I came to BYU. I served in Porto Alegre. And here's a couple pictures, and in the top left, or top right I guess for you guys, is Churrasco. If you guys have ever been to Condos or Rodizio Grill. It was awesome. And I now work at the MTC, so a big part of me coming to BYU was my mission and being able to work at the MTC, and I've been there for 2.5 years now. So hopefully I didn't teach any of you, but it was awesome. Okay, so a huge part, so a little bit more about me. When I started the major, I was really excited, but then I started taking some math classes at BYU and some civil engineering classes, and they were tough, really hard. And about a year ago, I was really thinking about switching my major because I didn't know if I could do it or not. And then I made some really good friends in the major. And Jacqueline, she really encouraged me to join Concrete Canoe. And so I started going, and I met some more people, and I just fell in love with the people, what we were doing in the major. And then I ended up going to Rocky Mountain Conference last April, I think it was, and I had a blast. It was so fun. Here's some pictures, and then we actually went to Nationals in June. We went to San Diego, and that was really fun too. And so a big part of me wanting to run for ASCE officer is being able to help others through kind of the same thing like Adam was saying. Civil engineering is tough, it's hard, and I think we just need that support and people who can mentor us and help us through it, because a lot of people in this room made a big difference for me, and they're a huge part of why I'm here right now. So I want to be able to do the same thing and help you guys and get to know you better. And then another thing is we were saying before, talking about the networking dinner. Sammy was talking about the networking dinner. I got an internship for the summer through the networking dinner, and so ASCE has helped me a ton, and I'm going to be interning for WW5 in the summer. And last summer, or 2 summers ago, I interned for Legend Engineering, which was a blast as well. But those are just 2 pictures of something I did this summer while I was working at the MTC. I also was able to be a part of the Book of Mormon videos that they're filming right now. So apparently I was enough like a neat fight that they let me come. I got paid for it, which was super fun. But yeah, that's all. Thank you guys so much.
Let's go, Jacqueline!
Real quick, where are all the hard hats?
Right here.
Okay, thank you.
To Richie, it's just a bunch of money.
Okay, so Richie was very accommodating. Andy and I are kind of a package deal, so we're going kind of together. And we both made you cookies, so she's handing those out. So by way of introduction, wait, I'm gonna get this down to work, Richie.
Nobody's here.
What club are you in, Jay Quellen?
Future Leaders of America.
Okay. How would you know if you're going to be a leader in the future? Is there a Stargate in your bedroom? Can you travel through time, Jay Quellen?
No.
Just sit the flip down.
So, it is pronounced Jacqueline, in case anyone was confused. But I answered to Jake one as well. And I just want to clarify, I do not have a Stargate in my bedroom. I can't travel through time. But I have awesome friends that will help me be a leader in the future for ASE.
Woo!
Why is it not like my missus on this video? Yeah. Might be a video. Okay. So a little bit about myself. Adam and Andy think that they have a big family, but I really have a big family. I am the 6th child out of 9, and I have 17 nieces and nephews, so this is just a few of them. I'm from Wyoming, and I love snowboarding, so if anyone wants to go this winter, I'm always looking for friends. I served my mission in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and loved it. And that really also played a role in me coming to BYU. So when I came, it's like, why civil engineering? I have always been interested in architecture, I love math, and I love traveling. And when I've been traveling, I noticed that I pay attention to the engineering details that I find. So this last summer I was able to go to Rome with my mom and some family. Us at the Colosseum, but I loved the history and engineering of it. So this is a road in Pompeii, and paying attention to how they dealt with, how they managed water thousands of years ago. The top, so in the middle top, it was in Pompeii, and it was like a bathing room. But what I found the most interesting was that it was like the steam room, and so that the water didn't drip down on their heads, they made these rivets in the wall so that it would run down the dome. I thought that was pretty clever. And then in the Pantheon, it's kind of dark, but it's a dome, and it's the largest unsupported dome still. It's bigger than the US Capitol. And I was paying attention to the concrete because they put these square indents in it because it lessened the weight of it without weakening the strength. So I thought that was pretty clever as well. This last summer I had an internship out in Reno with a general contractor, and it was a great experience for me to apply what I've been learning and see it in the real world. And just have fun, and it was a good, validating, yes, this is what I want to do with my life. So this was the project engineer I worked with, Felicia. She was awesome. And the guys loved us on the crew because we would bring them pizza and some different things. So top right, we were doing a hot tap on a live sewage line. So I was just happy I wasn't the guy down in the trench because it smelled terrible. And then top left, we had a vault coming, and Felicia and I didn't realize how big of a deal it was. We thought we could just get it off so they were going to deliver it, and we thought we could just get it off with our equipment. Turns out it was 28 ton. And so we had to get a crane like the next day, which was, like it ended up being a miracle. We could get a crane out there to get it. So that was fun. But one of the big reasons I wanted to run for ASC officer was, like Andy, just being involved and finding good friends and people I can rely on and have fun with has made all the difference for me in engineering. I couldn't do this if I had to do it all by myself. I've relied so much on my friends and like study groups, and I just want to be able to help other people, and especially the newer, like freshmen coming in and newer members, be able to have that same experience to like build club unity and help them find like their clubs, that what they find interesting, and be able to enjoy ASC as much as I have. Thank you.
Thanks for the cookies.
Yeah, Christian!
The boy!
Wants to give you all candy to sweeten the deal. Do you want me to throw it?
No!
No!
Throw it!
A light toss. Gentle tossing.
So I'm just going to give it a nice little toss.
Tom, chuck it!
Throw like a
back to the house. If you put a hyphen between the S and the D, kind of helps. So what was on myself? I'm the old child of 5. I have 3 older siblings, older brother, older sister, and then I have 6 nieces and nephews. I love them. They're awesome. They're a lot of fun. They always tell me I study. They always ask, when is Christian going to come over for a sleepover? And I say, I don't know, because I have no idea when he's but a little bit about myself. I served my mission in Argentina. I love the New York Yankees. I know I'm not from New York, I'm from Beaver City, Utah. But when you don't have a baseball team, you get picked. So, funny story behind this picture. I didn't Photoshop this. I actually fixed the light fixture for my roommate because he was really unhandy. And by the time he was done, he put all these great things about me. He knew that I love sunflower seeds and things like that. I'm a hard worker. I also speak Spanish. I do things on time. I do them right. I'm just a really handy guy to have around. But also, I kind of wanted to tell a story about this because for me, I'm not like the rest of the people running today. Most of the people that are here today have started in civil engineering, and that's been their whole, their whole experience here at BYU. I actually started out as a mechanical engineering major and then transitioned into civil engineering degree. This honestly is the better major. Straight up, and you want to know what makes a difference? Is you guys. In my time, I spent about a year and a half trying to get into the mechanical engineering program. I made probably about 5 close friends. And in the time of a year here, I've made probably about 5 times that many. So give yourself an answer. Yeah, civil engineering. And so like, as part of that, I feel like I have like a perspective of what helps make, the difference. And so that's why I think I can make a big difference as an officer in civil engineering. A couple ideas that I have that I think great minds think alike, Adam. But honestly, one of the biggest difference is networking with people in the major. So as much help as it is to go and talk to your professors and Kim, they have a lot of really great ideas. They haven't taken the classes together. So mostly what they hear is kind of just word of mouth. And so for us, the biggest and easiest way to be able to get to know what's going to work well. Is it okay to take 306 and soils and all these other classes that have big labs? Is it okay to take those together, and what other people recommend? And so I want to start either, I don't know if it's going to be a spreadsheet, I'd rather just make it natural between this, find ways to connect upperclassmen, more experienced classmen with the younger classmen, so then they know So then, early on, you have an idea, well, what do I want to study? Do I want to be a geotechnical engineer? Do I want to be a structural engineer? And a big part of that is being here in this club. The second thing is, I think we need to do a few more activities. I think we do a great job with the activities that we do, but I think we need to do some more fun ones. And just with conversations with people, I think we're kind of missing this key. So I think a lot of the activities we have done are sports, and I love sports, and I'm fine with that. But I think there's also people who like to play video games and like to do other things. And so if we can incorporate more activities like that, like maybe a Smash Bros tournament, and get them together. We can come up with something, but I think that's another thing. And then also, why not get the teachers involved in that? We can see what skills they have for Smash Bros. We can build spaghetti bridges and see if they really know more about structures or not. See if they can apply what they've taught. Yeah. So I think that'd be really interesting. If those reasons aren't enough, I also have some other friends that help me with this, but I happen to be an Avenger on the weekends. I'm Captain America, so if you need help, let me know. But also, another thing is, if you're not convinced, if you can't tell what's in common with this, all great things have a guy named Chris involved. So yeah, guys, I really appreciate your vote, and I think we had a great time. So, thanks. Do it after. All right, does this work? This works. How's it going, guys? Woo! So I just wanted to say how impressed I am by everybody that's already presented in front of me. Something that I'm really amazed about this program is so most of these guys are all in junior core classes, and I've been able to work with all of them. And it's kind of amazing how you really do get to build that bond with everybody in this program. So I just wanted to give a shout out to them. How much I appreciate them, because they help me out a lot. But why should you vote for me as well? I'm photogenic. I think that's very important as an ASC officer, because you're going to be in a lot of photos. Nominated by Richie Child right here in the front, and endorsed by Cosmo. I don't know if Cosmo really has agreed to this, but I have a cool picture with him on the field after I did push-ups and shot the cannon, so. By that picture, he's agreed. I can handle the pressure. Believe it or not, that drill sergeant was 5'3", but they can be pretty intimidating when they want to. And so through my military experiences, I've learned how to be able to handle a lot of pressure, because I know being a part of this will add extra things to my curriculum. You know what I'm saying? I've also, this is my favorite quality, I've built a house using a tricycle and a crate. So if you see that, that's what I'm balancing on. It's an upside down tricycle with a crate and bricks. I was able to do that on my mission, and that's really when I decided to become an engineering major, being able to help other people. But I've also done some legit things as well besides playing around, right? During my time with my fellow classmates, it's really motivated me in ways that I never thought I would be. I honestly didn't even know if I wanted to go to college when I started. But now, through the people I've met, I've been able to start my own subcontracting commercial construction company. I've orchestrated several military events with 100+ people moving parts, and I can know all the logistics. So I learned a lot through that. Currently serving in several leadership positions. My internship with Vulnerable Builders, I did some cool stuff. And a big group of us also got together and created a nonprofit where we all worked for free, and we did this really cool 5K race. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a piece of something that I've been able to put together. So I wanted to show you a video of it and show you some of the things that I've been involved in.
Don't show everything just because for sake of time. But this is something that me and two buddies came together and we had a dream and we wanted to help out. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like it was something that ended up being very successful. And so something that I want to help everybody out with is when you have a dream, when you have something that you want to put together, you really can have a lot of success. And you can do really cool things even still as a student. You know? And so basically for my last slide, just thank you.
Come on, Rich. Come on, Rich.
Sure, like you mean it. Hey, touch a handful right here.
Come on, Rich. You can do it.
You did it. I want to go. I don't want them nerds. I'm not a nerd.
Wait, Dr. Barb didn't get any nerds.
He's the biggest one here. Hey, Jacob!
Jacob!
Jacob! Go, Jacob, go!
My name is Jacob Klingeman. That's me. I do look a little different now. My eyesight got worse and I gained a few pounds, but I promise it's me still. A few things about me. I'm originally from Wisconsin, the great state. Anyone's unaware of where that is, it's like the north central part of this country. You guys are all smart, though. I'm sure you all know where it is. I have gone to restaurants where waiters and waitresses have asked where it is. I'm a junior, both by credits and by years, as of right now. I'm very interested in drinking water. I drink it pretty much every day. That's why I'm interested in it, though. A lot of that came from my mission. I served in Reynosa, Mexico, which is just on the other side of Texas. So that's the Rio Grande right there. That's where everyone crosses. Just the thing about it, like, I didn't mean it like that. That's just how it seemed there. The thing about it is it's got a giant water source right next to them, and it's filthy, filled with tires, oil, bodies, tons of things. And then the streets also with water. It floods all the time. It's a lot due to littering, but just the water resources they have, and they're unable to access it. They don't have clean drinking water on the tap. They're not able to get water up to the third story sometimes. Just a bunch of problems. Made me really interested in drinking water and helping everyone in the world get access to clean drinking water. I'm also passionate about pizza. I make my own. If anyone's tried that, I don't think it has in here, but it is delicious. So if civil engineering doesn't work out, that would definitely be the route to go. My favorite movies are Hot Rod, Mr. Deeds, Nacho Libre, Megamind, and Up, in that order. If anyone wants to disagree, I can talk to you afterwards. Just kidding, I've got a class to go to. And then back, the mission I served in Reynosa. Okay, the places I've lived, I lived in Wisconsin for the first about half of my life. Grew up on a farm. It's actually the barn. It's called Mellow Sam's. We never knew why, but that's what it was called, a property. I lived in Indiana. If anyone has seen Parks and Rec, that Indian statue does exist, and so does the Tin Man. They're about a half an hour from where I live. And then Las Vegas. I lived there for all the different times I lived there. You could put about 2 years. This is my family. Top picture is my wife, Brooke. We got married April 27th of this year, so we've been married about 7 or 8 months. And then here's the rest of my family. They're not all related. The bald-headed guy, he's not blood related, so it's not a thing that's in the family. That's my mom, my siblings, and my in-laws. The direct in-laws, of course. All the experience I've got, you can see up here in the top picture, I've got some structural experience. And down below, I've got a little bit of experience with geotech. And up here bottom right, obviously I'm wearing a green vest, so I was clearly surveying. But for real, I've had a trip at Pogmeyer Design Group down in Las Vegas. They do municipal projects that usually has to do with transportation, putting in infrastructure, all utilities. And then I also worked at Acute Engineering for about 6 months. Why you should vote for me? I'm actually related to Richie Todd. We're cousins, so. You did me any other reasons. I've had a lot of experiences in many locations, a wide variety of people. I'm good with networking. That's one of my favorite things that ASE has done within the last year with Sammy and Richie and that crew. Working with it, there's been a lot more opportunities for networking, really good speakers for seminar, and for me at least, that's the most important part of being here because one day we're not going to be here anymore and we should probably be somewhere else. Let's see. I work hard and like to have fun. Anyone who knows me, I make a lot of jokes. Sometimes they're not funny, sometimes they are, but I also like to work hard. I like to be busy, I like responsibility. I've participated with Concrete Canoe for 3 years working on the whole design. Volunteer with an organization called CASA. It's a really overloaded program, but what a CASA does is they advocate for children that are in less than standard situations. I don't want to go into more than that, but the responsibility of that is just visiting with them and representing them in court. If anyone is interested in doing this, there's no platform for advertising this, but talk to me. It's an awesome program to join. I'm honest, straightforward, and responsible, sometimes honest to a fault. You'll probably come to find out. I will not condone Christmas music before Thanksgiving. Not hating on Christmas music, that just protects both people, both those who are Grinches and those who love Christmas music. I personally love it, and I'll personally listen to it before then, but I will not put it on speakers that other people have to hear it. Lastly, my wife says she should vote for me, so... Woo! That's good enough for me.
All right. Thanks so much for coming today, guys. I'm so honored. So just a little bit about me. I'm from Colorado Springs, Colorado. I'm the 4th of 7 siblings. There's us. And before you ask, I'm not adopted, even though I'm 6 inches taller than the rest of my family. Fun fact, 3 of my older siblings are getting their PhDs or have already gotten a PhD in engineering, and my dad is a professor of mechanical engineering back home in Colorado. So obviously being a year away from graduation really pleases them. I love sports. I played basketball and football in high school. Believe it or not, my arms have actually shrunk from that picture. And so I love weightlifting, obviously. But served my mission in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I've been married for about 1.5 years. There's my sweet wife, Jess. And we like doing things outdoors and indoors. One of those rare hybrids, I guess. So, like many of you, I love school so much that I've chosen to stretch out my senior year over 2 years. So I got 3 more semesters of that. Last summer, I interned at Horrocks in the traffic group. It was a really great family-oriented company. So I definitely learned a lot from the people there. For about the last year, I've been working with Dr. Schultz as a research assistant. That was actually what he looked like before I started working with him. So it's been a heck of a ride. And then next summer, I'll be working in Kimley Horn out in Colorado. So I'm basically in it for the leadership points. No, a joke. So at every stage of my life, I've had great, whether that's school or sports or on my mission or at work at Horrocks, I've had great mentors, just older people who have kind of taken me under their wing or inspired me or motivated me or even just given me words of encouragement. So I really want to be that for the next group up in our major. I also love the legacy that some of the past presidents, including Sammy, have put into place with the officers here and with the organization and the service and networking opportunities, and I want to keep the ball rolling with that. And then lastly, I just want to give back. BYU is, enter to learn, go forth to serve. I think there's few opportunities that can be as meaningful as serving in ASCE and helping others to go out and serve the community and to network and find jobs and things like that. So I feel like I have a good range of gray to black. I feel like I have a good range of experiences. I served in ITE for a year and a half. I went on a study abroad to Peru. Different work experiences, and most of all, I've been through that ringer of not having experience, but needing experience, but not having it, and that dreaded cycle. I've been through that. I know what that's like, and I feel like I can, relate and also help those who are in that cycle or who have yet to start that endless cycle. I don't know if it was Richie or somebody else who proposed intramurals for ASCE. I think for me personally, intramurals have been a really special experience at BYU, and I think it can be even more so with a group of engineers to allow us to get away from homework for a minute, allow us to socialize and get in our exercise because we don't get enough of it. And so I definitely want to kind of help get that off the ground and get that moving and get that organized. And then lastly, I only have 3 more engineering classes at BYU spread out over 3 semesters. And so I'll have a lot more time on my hands. And so I think that's really important to be an officer in ASCE, to have that time available to give it the attention that it requires. And so we have high chews for you down here, and thank you very much.
Throw or pass?
Throw!
All right, let's give it up one more time for all of the people. Alright, we invite you all now to go to the websites up here on the blackboard. It is tinyurl.com/BYU-ASCE and vote for the officers. We just want to thank you guys for a great semester and for all the hard work you guys have put into your classes, to our chapter, and helping us have a great semester. And we wish you guys a Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah. There wasn't a fun question. Ever since I got the survey maker. Merry Christmas, everyone! I am related to
yelled real loud.
You did, thank you. Good job.
Thanks.
For those of you who want to stick around and do a picture, go in the middle. That'd be awesome.
Okay, so